Alrighty, hello plenty friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is David, and in this channel we upload a lot of plant content. Basically, I have around 200-ish houseplants. I did have around 300-ish houseplants as well, but I did got rid of a good amount of them and sold a lot of them and gave a lot of them away because some of them I just lost interest, others were just giving me way too many problems, and others were just not looking so good, so I just gave them away for free for anybody that wanted to go and give them some, I forget how you call it, but like love, time, and care, TLC basically. And yeah, but I also got some new plants, some as gifts, others I got from the big box stores. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up to let me know. Yes, it does boost my channel a little bit, but it also lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of videos, which means I can post more videos like this one. So what else do I gotta say? I do have the door open as of now because it is really a little bit stinky. It's a little bit stinky in here because I just sprayed my neem oil solution. Well, not my neem oil solution, but I just recently bought some neem oil because, and I'll have this linked up below because y'all, it actually works. This Syngonium over here was infested with mealybugs. I'm currently dealing with mealybugs and a little bit of spider mites, which the mealybugs were spreading like crazy. So I was like, and it's weird that I never ever had neem oil. It's the most thing that if you have a lot of plants, you should really invest on neem oil. Everybody knows that, but for some reason I never had neem oil. I ended up spraying all of my plants in the plant room, like each and every single one of them with this neem oil solution. And the bottle, which I just took off the, which I just ended up separating because I just wanted it to get some air because it just stinks so bad. It smells like onions and garlic. It's like, it's not cute, but it really does work. And I had the windows open, they're closed now to get a lot of fresh air. And this room, the fan was also on high, but I closed it because of this video. I don't want the audio to get messed up. Alrighty, I am done rambling, so I'm gonna go and show you guys all these girlies. Alrighty, so the phone was right there, and here is a quick little overview on all the plants that I have in the plant room. I also ended up opening the door because it was a little bit hot in here and it still smells. Like I said, I just sprayed the solution last night, a lot of it, and all of my plants. I dilute it with water, and it also recommends to add some dish soap. So yeah, but quick little tour for y'all to show y'all where we're going to go and see in this video. This is the temperature and the humidity. I always try to have this room pretty humid, and yes, I'm aware of mold and other stuff, but I do sometimes have the windows open. Since we are in summer, I don't really get to have the humidifier on all the time, but since the door is open and all that AC center is coming in, the cold dry air, and the windows are closed now, that thing is starting to turn on, and that's one of my favorite humidifiers out there. If you guys want to go and check it out, I do have a lot of products, majority of the products that I use linked down below for you guys, so you guys can go and see them. But yeah, I don't know where to start. I guess we can start in this little corner. So right over here we have my oldest money tree, and this girl has been with me for the longest period of time. I am so beyond proud of her, and she was growing like crazy with my favorite grow lights, these, and then the other ones that I had. But I'm currently using a lot more grow lights, like you guys can see, for the background and some dark spots of these shelves. And I just don't want this plant to get way too big, because if it gets way too big, I don't know where to place it. But I do love her so much. She is doing so good this season. The leaves are pretty shiny in all of my plants because of that neem oil solution. But as you guys can see, there's new leaves pulling through, and she's just living her life. At the very bottom, we have my Chinese evergreen, which also looks really pretty, nice and shiny. She is blooming, which I am so proud of her. And there was a flower that was like open. I don't know where, if I can see it. No, I do not. That's weird. Okay, but even then, as you guys can see, it has a lot of buds, I guess you can say, that are gonna go and push out, and she is now starting to put out new leaves. And this is my brother's favorite plant. This leaf is curling a little bit. I think it's a pretty cloudy day. I know that whenever you spray neem oil, you shouldn't have the girlies or the plants in direct light because they can scorch them, but it's pretty cloudy outside, so this leaf looks a little bit funky. As you guys can see, it's not so straight. But even then, look at this leaf. It has the most stunning variegation. I think you guys are Variegation. The foliage is just so beautiful. I love this girl so much. And it's also one of my brother's favorite plants. He says it looks really, really cool, like a piece of art. And I'm like, yes, it does. At the very bottom over here, we have a Syngonium that is not doing so good. But she is putting out a lot of new leaves, as you guys can see. Even then, that's just a plant that I don't really want, but I have it because she's been one of my first ones in my collection, and it has memories. I'm attached to her, but at the same time, I don't like the plant itself. So I have mixed feelings with that one. At the very top over here, we have two of my philodendron micans. I have successfully propagated this plant multiple times by nodes. So for example, like if I cut it from here, every single leaf will be a plant by itself because I'm gonna chop each one, and you can make a lot more plants with that way. And this looks like it's not cruciform pots. A lot of the pots that I have, I always reuse them whenever I repot them. So a lot of them are from nursery pots from other plants. And I just keep them because we gotta save this planet, y'all. Like, that's the mother plant. This is from Propagations that I did. Literally, this entire plant was by one leaf. One leaf, and this is like 5 months of progress, and I have chopped her up as well, and so that I did with this one because I got a bigger plant that I am propagating. As you guys can see, I love propagating my plants with sphagnum moss. That's one of my favorite ways to propagate them. I have high success rate, I guess you can say, propagating with that method, but everybody has their own. Like, some people do it with perlite, others with water, whatever works best for you. But perlite, sphagnum moss really does work out whenever I do cuttings. But yeah, these were all just one nose, and as you guys can see, it's putting out a lot of new leaves. So that's my philodendron micans on top. Over there is my Scindapsus, and that one is not from Propagations. This one I actually bought a while back for $10.98, and I think I got it from Lowe's a long time ago. She's getting super long, but yeah. Now we're gonna go look at the table. We have quite a good amount of plants. Right over here we have a lot of plants that I did an unboxing a while back, and I keep staring at this leaf. These were all shipped out from Indonesia. Probably pronounced that incorrectly, but an amazing company called Airwood Market sent 10 plants to me to unbox for y'all, and one of them was one of my wishlist plants, which was this one. All of these plants were shipped out. I will show you guys which one, except that Star Stramancy Variegated. I got the one at a nursery for $11.99, and this was also one of my wishlist plants. I love it so much. But this pink princess philodendron, you guys, it is so stunning. I'll have their shop linked down below. The shipping was pretty fast, like literally 3 days, and the plants arrived amazing considering the fact that it was really hot in San Antonio, Texas, and these were shipped out bare root. I saw no pests, no damage. I love this company already, so I'll have it linked down below. I am not paid to say this. I'm just speaking about my experience. But yes, like, this is insane, and this was like folded and now it's starting to open up. So I'm so proud of her. I'm gonna keep on fertilizing these girlies. And yeah, this is an Anthurium red stem, I believe. Looking amazing. I know that Anthuriums love high humidity, so this is why she's in the plant room, and she's one of the main reasons. And also my pink princess philodendron and my other plants. I have the humidifier on running now. I have it set at 85% humidity, but it goes from 80 to like usually it just stays at 80. Doesn't always go to 85. And also because my shingle plant is struggling a little bit, which I will give you guys some close-ups. She's getting a little bit crispy because of the humidity. So yeah, I have my humidifier running now, and it's doing just doing her thing. But yeah, this is a beautiful red Anthurium stem, or Anthurium red stem, I believe. And from what I read is whenever it puts out new leaves, the baby leaves are really red, and as they mature, they turn green. I've never had Anthuriums other than like the basic ones that were always in the big box stores, but this is one of my first ones, and I am madly in love with it. Over here we have a Star Stramancy, like I told you. We got this one at Rainbow Gardens. She is so beautiful, as you guys can see, for $11.99. And can we get some close-ups on this? Oh, that leaf is turning a little bit yellow. It is a very old, it's one of the first leaves of this plant, so that's pretty normal. But I hope I can keep her happy. If you guys have any tips with this girl, let me know. It's a philodendron, and I'm pretty good with philodendrons. Here is a dark lord philodendron. She looks a little bit funky because I just told you, like, I just sprayed some neem oil on all of my girlies. So I do gotta rinse some of them off because, ooh, honestly, Wait a minute. Okay, so I shouldn't have the lights on because maybe these lights might burn the foliage. So this feels a little bit flimsy. Yesterday was really, really firm. This is doing pretty okay. Pink Princess Philodendron. Usually how I tow it with a lot of my plants, I have a lot of different methods. One of my favorite one is if they feel really, really soft or flimsy, it's usually, it has some problems. A lot of times it's just because it's underwater, but all the soils are moist, so I know that's not going to be a problem. Like I said, these did just got repotted or potted up. These were shipped up by roots, so this would be expected, as well a little bit of damage or shock. And I'm really surprised how that is already got unfurled. Oh, I thought it was raining outside. I thought it was, yeah, it's only been like 2 days. So I'm so proud of her. But I'm gonna turn off the lights. Not gonna turn it on until I'm gonna leave the neem oil solution on all these girlies for a couple of days, like 3 or 4 days, and then one by one I'll rinse them off. And once these have been rinsed off, I'll turn on these lights again to give them a good amount of boost and a good amount of light. Over here we have a burley marked Variegated. These were 2 plants that they sent, but I put it in 1 pot because I don't need 2 different pots. I think it was just great with 1 pot by itself and have it really, really bushy. But sorry, like the variegation is so stunning on this one. I didn't know this plant even existed, and I'm so happy that they sent it because it has the most beautiful looking leaves. It almost looks like a golden pothos a little bit, but it's not, obviously, but really, really cute. Over here we have a Syngonium batik, which has been struggling with me a little bit. I do hope they can stay happy. So that's on that. Has really interesting foliage. And then, I'll go around. But over here we have my crocodile bird's nest fern, which looks really, really sad. But if you've been on my channel, you know this girly looked terrible. She had mold in the middle, and she was also infested with some sort of pest. And it just wasn't looking so good. So I treated her with some hydrogen peroxide. I also swapped the soil. And since then, she's been doing so good. This is a new leaf. It doesn't look its best, but it's getting a lot bigger and it's starting to do a lot better. I would usually toss it out, but 1, it is one of my wishlist plants, and 2, this was a gift to my boyfriend. So I'm attached to this plant and I do not want to get rid of it because my boyfriend got it for me. Over here we have a really beautiful Sansevieria. Over here we have some Vanda orchids. There's 3 of them over here. I can show you all the name. I got these at Lowe's, and I love Vanda orchids because I don't know, I just love the way like the flowers look and how the roots are just so like long and beautiful. I know that these specific orchids love a lot of air on their soil, so that's where they're on this. Just on a basic, wait, this is a candle from Walmart, which they have some really good candles, y'all. Over here we have my Calitia obifolia, which I'm so proud of her. My first one from Plantarina. Ooh, look at that mess. The first one was from plantarina.com that I got, and she wasn't looking so good, and it died. And then I got this one from Rainbow Gardens, and she has grown so much since I got her, and I'm so proud of her, and I hope I can make her happier because once they get bigger, they develop really, really big leaves, which are so stunning to look at. And as you guys can see, they have been getting bigger as they put out new leaves. Over here we have a asparagus fern, which, y'all, I love me some asparagus ferns. They're not, even though it's on the name, these are not literally ferns. They are more better than ferns, I think so, because they're not so finicky. They're fine with drying out a little bit sometimes. And I noticed that this asparagus fern doesn't like to dry out as much as my other asparagus fern, as you guys can see. And this one doesn't like to stay a little bit moist, but it doesn't matter a lot on humidity. But I am seeing a little bit of damage. So maybe this one does need a little bit more humidity. But even then, she hasn't given me a lot of problems like a Boston fern, and I do love how delicate the leaves are. I just think it's so pretty and very whimsical. I really, really, really do love it. And they're starting to put out new leaves, which is really, really fun. This is another, okay, I don't know what you call these. It's from, that's called a Trastor Strumanti, and we're gonna get to that in a bit. But this is like a cousin, I guess you can say. And when I got this one, it was right next to this one. These are both from Rainbow Gardens, and they both cost $11.99. But if you guys can see, the leaves look a little bit, it has variegation, but it's not like a splash variegation like the other one. You might say it's lack of light, but I don't know. I think it's like a different string. I'm not so sure, but even then I think it's pretty, and I'm happy that I got it because I just love me some Trastor Strumantis. The back is not as strong as that one, and it's not so variegated as this one, but even then, I don't know, she's cute. She's cute. As you guys can see, that slight spurgation. I'm not so sure. Over here we have a pincushion pilea, I think. It's a cutting that I did a while back. The mother plant, I gave her away because she got way too big, and I was like, girl, I don't want you anymore. But I did kept the baby one that I propagated a while back. It's on a outdoor pot from Lowe's a while back. I don't even know what this is from, but yeah, she's right over here, just chilling and vibing. Over here we have my orchid, and for a second I thought that was Variegated, but I don't think it's not. And this orchid, y'all, I don't like orchids at all. They're not my favorite plants, and there's a whole different world with orchids, but as I've been taking care of this one, as you guys can see, I got more because I think they're pretty cool. And I was never gonna get into orchids, but my boyfriend got me this one. It was in bloom as well, with the most beautiful humongous blooms. And I was like, oh my god, you know, I don't like orchids, but he's like, I know, I just want you to like keep on trying and not give up. And I was like, that was so sweet. So since then, I've been trying, and she's put out this leaf and this leaf. So as I had her, obviously, like this is a pretty mature leaf, and this is also a pretty mature leaf. But she's been doing pretty good, and I'm super proud that I've kept her alive, because I'm not really good with orchids at all. Here is a Syngonium. I think this is called a confetti Syngonium, or a pink spot Syngonium. I am not so sure. Somebody told me the name, and I don't know what this is from, but even then, I just sprayed it with neem oil, and the room is getting a lot more humid, so she should do a lot better. And look, there's a new leaf pulling through. This is another plant from Rainbow Gardens, and y'all, she's been putting out this leaf, and this leaf. Like, she is doing so good. When I got her, she only had 3 leaves. Only 3 leaves, and now look at her. I love her. I love her so much. Sorry. It makes me happy whenever I can keep a plant happy, because I'm not the best plant parent out there. You know, I get some plants that do not do so good, and it makes me sad. But then there's others that perform so good, and it makes me happy. And I'm just so happy for this one, because when I got her, she only had 3 leaves, and now she's getting bigger, and I don't know, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Here we have a, I guess, basic Dracaena, but she's one of my favorites. Also a very old one, as you guys can see. And I'm really surprised that she still kept her old leaves. Usually they get yellow and you just chop them off and it makes like a tree look, palm look. But she's been doing pretty good. She was in a very dark spot in the plant room, like getting no light, but since then I placed her over here because I don't know where I had her, but I had to move some things around. This is from the living room. I moved a lot of things from the living room yesterday, and I don't know where to place this one, so I just placed it over here. Until then, I'm gonna leave it there and see what I'm gonna do next. I really don't know. But this is my Dracaena, and she's I guess a pretty good, everybody knows this, but it's a good low light tolerant plant, and it definitely is. But as you guys can see, the leaves did got a lot thinner, and it doesn't look as good as the other ones that are so like thick, but she'll get more light and she'll, you know, get a lot better. Here is my white Calathea fusion, one of my beautiful plants. I got this plant from Bros with Hose. They're really known on, they kind of died down a little bit, but they were really big for a while on Instagram. They have the most beautiful, stunning feed. I love the filter that they use, and I got this girly from them. She did have spider mites, and I've been struggling with her. I just always rinsed them off, and it never really did anything. And then once I added neem oil, I've noticed that I don't see any more on them. So yeah, neem oil really does work out. And this is from like improper watering. Also because I kept like using tap water to rinse her out. That was my way of watering her, but usually I like to water my Calatheas with fish tank water, which is a lot better for them from what I noticed. But yeah, she's still alive. She's putting out new leaves, as you guys can see, and hopefully down the line she can get a lot more better. But yeah, that's my white Calathea fusion. Over here we have a, I think I ended up finding out it's like a peace lily. There's like cousins to the domino peace lily, which is that one over there. Also from Blentarena.com, and she has gotten so big, and also flowers, but I'll show you guys in a bit. But I didn't know what this was, and I'm so happy that they sent it, because it is really pretty. And like, this is a very green leaf, but then this one is so variegated. I love it. I love it so much. And here's a new leaf, me pulling through, but look at that. It's like, I love it so much. It's like every leaf is different. This is like white variegated. This is like green variegation on it. This is pure green. This is really variegated, and this one is like just like a white with green stripes on it. I love her. She's just so unique. But cute. Alrighty, we got more to go. This will be a pretty long video. Hope you guys have some popcorn or some tea or coffee. And then we got the living room, which we're gonna go and talk about in a bit, and my bedroom as well. And also the balcony, which there's a lot of plants over there as well. So yes, let's just get started with the shelves. I'm trying to go pretty fast because I don't want this video to be way too long. But over here at the bottom, we have a some sort of philodendron that I got at a nursery, and I tried to put in a moss pole, but these moss poles, like, they always gotta get spread down like every single day. And y'all, sometimes I'm just not in the mood, or I'm just way too busy. So I don't know, I might find another way to stake her, but I did a propagator as well. I have some backups, but she's a pretty cool, interesting plant. And then acá arriba we have some sort of pothos, either a pothos enjoy or a glacier pothos. But she's a pothos on a really cute big blue pot. She's also gotten really big as well. So proud of her. She also has one string of a green basic pothos. Some might say it's reverting back, but I kind of like it. It's like a little, you know, change, highlights, I don't know. Over here we have a Hope Peperonia. Looks like a Hoya, but it's not. It's a Hope Peperonia. At the very top, we have a lemon lime philodendron. I think so. Or lime philodendron, something like that. But she is putting out a new leaf, as you guys can see. Very crispy. Love that. And then we have an herb plant. I love me some herb plants. Over here, we have my OG, one of my first ever plants. Oh, I had her for almost 3 years. My Brazil philodendron that she has gotten super long, and have propagated her multiple times as well. And my humidifier just ran out of water, but oh my god, this philodendron just does so good. Like, look at all those beautiful variegated leaves. They're so unique and different. It's like a piece of art. Every single day she gives me new pieces of art, and I just think that's so much fun. Like, look at that. This is a new leaf. Every single like new leaf looks a little bit like a red tint, but then it just turns back to green. So I'm so proud of her. She makes me really happy. Another plant that just makes me smile and feel like a good plant parent, because sometimes I just get days when I'm just like, I feel like a shitty plant parent. This leaf is pretty narrow, which I thought was pretty unique. And I'm just like looking at them because I don't know. I think it's really fun. And what is that? Is that a knee? Is that a millibug? What is that? Is that perlite? Oh, it was just water. Okay. Okie dokie. Over here we have a pot that I bought from Lowe's. It was supposed to be Birkins, but it's reverting back to a red conjo philodendron. I think so. But I thought it was pretty unique, and I don't have it. And I was like, I kind of want it because it just looks really pretty. It is not a red conjo. It's reverting back to its original form. Over here we have a really fun, oh, I guess I can know this, air plant. Here's another air plant. This is pretty thirsty. The way I water my air plants, I just give them a good bath on the fish tank. I leave them there for a couple minutes, and then I pull them out. But since these have been sprayed with neem oil, I'm gonna get a couple, get like a bowl, fill it up with fish tank water, and then dip these in there. But yeah, little air plant. Here is one of my very, this Begonia has made me so happy because this is the only Begonia from these small pots that has thrived with me. It's been with me for the longest period of time, and I'm just so proud of her. She's also, this is a lot of begonias that I buy, they need to be pretty moist majority of the time, but this one is pretty forgiving when you don't water it. It's okay with drying out, but I love this girl so much. She's done an amazing job with me. And yeah, I guess I have her in this little 3D print planter, I guess you can say, or pot, that what modern botanical scent. Over here we have a maranta. Look at that. The most stunning velvety, like, look at that. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it has like a velvet look on it, like almost a philodendron micans. And this girl has done so good with me. This was only from cuttings, you guys. It was 3 cuttings that I had, and the way I keep it this bushy, I always I chop it and then I put it back. The cuttings that I had on it, I put them back in the soil. They're really easy to propagate, and it makes the pot look a lot more bushier. I also only water her with fish tank water, and as you guys can see, she's been doing really good, and she has bloomed for me as well multiple times. And here is a new leaf unfurling. So proud of that girl. Over here we have a Sansevieria cylindrica. It was braided, but I feel like it will be more happier without the braid, so I just unwrapped it, and she's been living her best life. Here is an ivy, which I love ivies, but at the same time I hate them. So I just have this one over here. At the back over here, we have a bird's nest fern, just living her life. And then over here we have this really fun plant called, I think it's called a jungle boogie philodendron. Really weird name, but I love how like it's starting to go up. And look at this cute little baby. This has some weird spots on the leaves. I think it was like a fungal, like I never saw a pest problem on this girly. I don't know if it was a fungal problem or something else, but she's been looking a lot better recently, so that's pretty fun. On the back of this girly we have a jewel orchid, which as you guys can see, she is just doing her thing. Love that. Okay, we have a Anthurium cantii. She's gotten so long. I've noticed that the more light you give it, the more compact it gets. And if you don't give it enough light, it starts to stretch out a little bit more, which is kind of what I want. I want it to get a little bit more stretched out to get more bushy, and then I want to compact it. So as of now, she's on the dark spots, and I want it to like stretch out, and then I'll give her more light, so it just starts developing like more compact leaves. We have a kangaroo fern, which I think this is one of my babies that was dying. She wasn't doing so good, like all of her leaves were like falling off, and there was like only like a couple good leaves. And then I treated her and I gave her more lights, and she started to bounce back. As of now, she doesn't get more lights because like she's pretty good as she is right now. And this is known as a pretty low light tolerant plant. So she's not going to thrive in the light conditions as she is right now, but she still would stay alive, which is fun. We have a lemon lime philodendron, one of my favorite philodendrons out there. I just love how the leaves look. I think it looks so pretty, and I have seen this one recently on the big box stores. And is that a mealybug? I think that's a mealybug. I don't know if that is, but I gotta spray this one again. But this one has gotten so much bigger since I bought her, and I think I got this one at, yeah, I got it at Lowe's, and it was a lot more smaller, like I said. But she's getting a lot more bigger, and I'm just so proud of her. And this is like really weird, as you guys can see. There are some spots where it's a little bit more transparent. But yeah, she's been living pretty good. We have another air plant right over here, just doing her thing. At the bottom, we have a feather leaf calathea, getting way too much light. Gotta go and rearrange that. And we have another Tretis cantii that is just doing her thing. It is called a variegated oyster plant for $4.98 at Lowe's. This is an outdoor plant, and as you guys can see, like that's a tag from like the outdoor section. But I have it because I've seen a lot of pictures of this girly, and it looks really pretty on a terracotta pot. So hopefully down the line I can give her a nice looking pot and she'll look really good. Over here, here's another kangaroo fern that was a gift that was sent to me, and she is not looking, the soil is pretty moist. Looks a little bit weird, so I'm gonna go check on her in a bit. Over here we have a propagation that I did. It is a bonnie spider plant, starting to do her little thingies. I think that it already developed some roots, which is what I wanted. Here is a Chinese evergreen doing her thing as well. I do love how the leaves look. I got this one at H-E-B, and it was also infested with mealybugs, but I treated her and now she's looking a lot better. Right over here, we have a mini monstera, and yes, it's on a Costa Farm pot, but no, I did not bought it from Lowe's. This is a plant that I propagated by nodes, and as you guys can see, she has gotten so much bigger. And yes, I literally propagated this by nodes. It was only 1 leaf cuttings, and now look at her, you guys. She looks so much better. And I have a whole new plant, and I might chop her up again like in the next month to get it more compact, because whenever you cut a piece of this plant, it tends to put out 2 new shoots, I guess you can say, which makes it a little bit more bushier, and that's exactly what I want. Or I can get like a little palo, a stick, and make it go up to develop bigger and more illustrated leaves. But I think I want this one to trail down. But look at this. It's just crazy how like this was by nodes, and I just love propagating by nodes. You get a lot more plants for free. So that's on that. Gonna go put her back. She looks really good. I might do an updated video on her, because I and show you guys how it looked a couple months back. It was really bad, and now she looks a lot better. We have a really fun peace lily, and then we have another pot of Addisonias that I was propagating by nose. As you guys can see, it's starting to get a little bit more bushy, and I just can't wait for it to get, or to start to trail. So that's pretty exciting. At the very top over here, we have my Trellistor Strumanti, one of my favorite plants. She is developing these very odd crispy leaves, and I honestly think it's from the neem oil. Some people said that you gotta do like a test on one of the plants because it might do a little bit of damage, and I think that's exactly what happened. So that's a little bit of a sad thing, but she'll bounce back. And my main thing right now is to stop these mealybugs from spreading. At the very back, as you guys can see, I have another Addisonii. I believe it's a white form, and I got this one at Home Depot for $14.98. And I do want to propagate this one. I want this one a lot more than the newer form from the bottom, as you guys saw, because when this one gets staked, it develops really, really big leaves and the most biggest holes, which is what I want so bad. So I'm gonna make more copies of those. It sounds really weird when I say like that, but I'm gonna propagate more of those, and it's the plant's also gonna benefit from it, and it will get a lot more bushier. So super, super excited for that. A video coming up pretty soon, not pretty soon, but down the line. So that'll be really, really fun to do. Right over here, as you guys can see, I have my really, really big asparagus fern. It was double the size, but I ended up splitting it because my mother she fell in love with this plant as well, because it is just so stunning. It looks very tropical, very big. Definitely gives those fern vibes in your room or in your house, which is what a lot of us want. And yeah, she's just doing her thing, putting out new leaves, and I'm just so proud of her. So, so, so good. Over here we have this is a new Cibo Blue that I got. I got it for $14.96 at Walmart. There was like 4 more left, which was literally insane. And the next day that I went, they just got sold out. So I feel like they had like 8 Cibo Blues at Walmart. They had an amazing shipment. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, if you haven't, you definitely should, because sometimes we see the most amazing shipments in the big box stores. And yeah, I haven't gone plant shopping for a while, so I'm kind of down to go today or maybe tomorrow to see what they have in stock. Over here we have another peperonia, I believe. This one isn't doing so good, but it is starting to bounce back, as you guys can see. She was like really bad. I don't know what it was, and I got this one from H-E-B, and she was not looking so good at all, but it is starting to put out lots of new leaves, so that is a win for me. Like, look at that. It is putting out so many new leaves. The very back we have, of course, a Sansevieria to fill in a blank spot, because whenever you have a dark spot that you don't know where to put, and you want it to look a little bit more green, Sansevierias are the plants to do. It's not going to thrive in the back over here, but she will live, and that's okay for me. But over here we have my red maranta, which is starting to bloom, and I'm so excited to see that. She's been blooming like every now and then, and this looks pretty sad, I think. I ended up chopping this plant, and I put a lot of plants back inside, like a lot of cuttings, to give it more of a bushy effect. That's what I love to do with my marantas. So some leaves do not look so hot, but that's because they're just cuttings. I just placed them in the soil. But over here we have another really fun air plant. As you guys can see, I love my air plants so much. They're just a nice way to like fill in some gaps so you have in your plant shelves. We have a nice variegated pepperoni over here, as you guys can see. And this one has always been on a dark spot, which is why a lot of the new leaves don't look as variegated as they should. But she's still doing it really, really good. We have a Chinese money plant on the back with lots of pups. I have propagated lots of pups from this girl, and she has put out even more. So she's doing a lot, but I'm so proud of her. Here we have a variegated lipstick plant that I got to bloom last year, and I hope I can get her to bloom again. She doesn't look so hot right now because she was at the very top of the plant room, like in a corner, like over here. There was lots of hooks. As you guys can see, there's some holes, and it was a lot difficult to water her, so she dried out pretty often for a long period of time. But now she's on a saucer and an eye level. In other words, I can water her more often and make sure her soil is moist. So with some fertilizer, with some love and some light, she should bounce back. So that's really exciting. And this just fell off. It was over here and it just fell. Well, now there's some paranormal activity. That's fun. Over here we have a really fun Sansevieria. Wait. Oh my god, what? Here is a Scandapsus. Oh my god. It's Scandapsus that I got from Walmart. For $13.96. Whenever I see those prices on these kind of pots, it's usually from Walmart. And she's just doing her thing. On a spot, it doesn't look so good, so that's why I have it like this, because I want the good side to look, and also I want this side to get more light, which should promote more growth. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this girly. The bottom we have an asparagus fern. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? I'm getting so many of these names wrong. This is a staghorn fern, and this is a new leaf. Like, wow, I'm so proud of her, because like she's in a pretty dark spot, and there's another new leaf pulling through. These are usually staked, not staked. These are usually like in pieces of wood and put some sphagnum moss, but I found it a little bit difficult to do. And I know there's a lot of videos out there that they're pretty easy to follow, but I think she looks pretty good. And this little pot, and yeah, just living her life. Here's another variegated peperonia. It is a peperonia like this one, but a different. Not so sure about the names, but it's a little bit more variegated. She's looking so cute. We have a fernwood sansevieria over here. Here is a lemon lime maranta or prayer plant. Not looking so good, but I did chop a lot of her running leaves because I wanted it to get more bushy. So I'm just hoping that she can bounce back. And this is a new leaf. Not looking that best, but I love how the leaves sometimes look very nice and velvety, I guess you can say. Has like a lot of these plants have like a very like philodendron micans look. I love it. And when I say look, I mean like the velvet leaf. Over here we have a variegated umbrella plant that was infested with mealybugs, and I treated her with rubbing alcohol twice, and I haven't treated her with neem oil, so I'm gonna get to that pretty soon. But I have her at the very bottom because I just want it to be away from the other plants. That's my trash pot, and this is my soil. Now we have these two shelves left, and then we're gonna go to the living room, and then the bedroom, and then the balcony. So right over here we have this really long Addisonii that I had for a while. I had to hoop her up on the shelf, and yeah, she's just doing her thing right over here. This is the narrow form, by the way. Here is a shingle plant that I got at Walmart. I love it because it's so affordable for $16.96. And yeah, it's just on a piece of wood, going up and doing its thing. Really, really cool plant. I don't know why it was so expensive, but now that Kosovo is mass producing these, they're just gonna drop in value, but it doesn't stop the love that I have for this plant. Maybe down the line, because like I lose interest in some plants, but I love how this is just looking. It looks so unique. It's so different than the other plants that I have. Here is my OG Super Blue. This one has been with me since when I got my Brazil. The length is a lot different than the Brazil. That's because I have chopped this girly so many times, and I think she's retired because I want her to get better. She's been slowing down on growth, and I did repotted her last like 7 months ago, and the pot was so root bound, those Coastafine pots, and I gave her a pot that's like 2 times deeper than what, like it was like that, the pot, and then that pot is like double, so it got more space, but I noticed that it's drying out a lot faster still. But I'm not still gonna repot it. I might check the roots down the line, but I think it's drying out because I have the fan on high, and it's always really, really hot in this room, like in the 70s or sometimes 80. And I think that just dries out a lot faster. The very corner we have my Manjulu Pothos, which has some funky spots, but she's just right there to fill in that gap. I don't like that plant that much because I don't know, it's giving me some problems. Like you guys can see over here. Gotta go look into that. And this is a weird part of this plant. People say it was reverting back, but it kind of looks like a global green. I have propagated this plant not multiple times. I have propagated this plant as well. The parts that are weirdly variegated, and they're over here. Like, look at that. Looks very bushy because I propagated by nodes. You guys already know me. And it has like a weird, it looks like a global green to me. And I know sometimes Coastal Farm does that, like they mix plants whenever they propagate them. But yeah, just a mystery. So here is another Pothos that I have. She's looking so good. Could be a little bit more bushier, but she's still looking nice. Like, look at that leaf. Already over here on the back, we have a Sansevieria, which looks so funky, but it is putting out a pup, so that's pretty exciting. And then we have a green Harley philodendron over here, mixed with my Cebu Blue. Very, very long. And then over here we have my second lemon lime maranta, which is looking a lot more better than the other one, so that's pretty fun. Yeah. Over here we have a never never plant. a cutting that I did. I was gonna toss her out because I'm just so sick and tired of her. But and I have like two really big ones. But this one has been with me, and she died multiple times, and it was so small. And now she's getting bigger, so I was like, let me just keep her. I have an Anthurium in the back, a aluminum plant, my Bonnie spider plant, oh my god, what do you call this? It's just Scandapsis, silver sterling, I think. It's from that Trending Tropics collection. I might move her somewhere different because it's really pretty, and it's in a really odd spot. So I'm gonna go fix that. In the back we have some sort of pin striped calathea that I've been struggling with on and off, and I'm just getting so close and giving up with that plant. Here are some of those pots that I told that I was propagating. It's 2 6-inch pots that I was doing by nodes. It does need a good cleanup. It's getting really bushy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them because I'm not that excited for it, but I have it, so that's on that. I have an Anthurium, which I made it bloom again, which is fun. We have some, okay, so this was cuttings that I did for my snake plants, multiple different snake plants. And one of them was the Black Dragon Sansevieria. And usually whenever you propagate them by leaf, they put out pups and they revert back to its original form. But you cannot tell me that does not look like the moon, like the Black Dragon Sansevieria. I think this is one of them. I think someone just flushed the toilet. But that looks so much like the Black Dragon Sansevieria. Like, that's weird because usually they're supposed to revert back, but this one didn't. So we're gonna see how that turns out. We have a dark, I was gonna call it dark mystery pilea, but it's not. It's some sort of pilea. Another Sansevieria, a really fun succulent, this other interesting succulent, a cutting of a maranta, another Pothos, another Variegated pepperonia, and my panda succulent. I think that's what you call it. But it looks so cool. Here we have my watermelon pepperonia that Costa Farm sent, and to be honest, it's a really pretty plant, but I just always struggle with this girly. And I don't know what to do with her. She is pretty dry, so that's a problem as well. I can fix that, but I think this one needs a lot more light to stay happy, so I might put her outside in the patio or balcony. I always get confused how you call those, but I'm gonna put her outside in the shade because she's just needing a little bit more support, and that's the little experiment that I'm doing. Over here we have my Variegated or Domino Peace Lily, which is on bloom. I got it to bloom, you guys. Like, look at that. She was on a 4-inch pot when I got it from plantarena.com last year, and then I transitioned her to this 6-inch pot, and now she is time to get repotted. And I was gonna put her on this pot, but I still haven't done it, so might do it on a future video. I'm just so proud of it. Like look at that. Oh my god, I thought it was gonna fall. It's putting out another bloom. This one's already like wore out. Like, it's already done. But look at that one, and this is a fresh one. So pretty. It's kind of weird how it does that on its leaves. So fun. At the very top of the Variegated Domino Peace Lily, we have a orchid cactus, I think so. Not so sure, but she's really cool. Looks really funky. Oh, curly orchid cactus. I think so. And then at the very top over here as well, we have my string of hearts that I got from plantarena.com. I did an unboxing a while back. Oh my god, it was like a year and like a couple months back then. I ordered a lot of plants, and this was one of them as well. As you guys can see, she's very long. I have chopped this up as well so many times. So yeah, just doing her thing. We have a I don't know if it's a Marble Queen Pothos or it's Snow White Pothos, but that's on that for $16.98. So this one was from Home Depot. Had it for a couple years already. At the back over here we have another ficus, a palm, and then my polka dotted begonia. Love her. And then this is a pot that I experimented a while back, and I ended up placing my neon pothos and some Cebu blue cuttings by nodes, and now it's just a pot of neon pothos and Cebu blue. I thought when I was propagating it, like, it would look really cool with like the nice and silver blue and the bright neon pothos, but I think it looks pretty unique. I don't know. And then we have a mango plant over here. So that's on that. We have a purple passion plant doing her thing. We have a Song of India over here, another ivy, a Prince of Orange, So proud of her. And then we have, or him, Prince. Doesn't matter. It's 2021. And then we have another maranta. We have this other really fun aglaumenia. And then we have my Thanksgiving cactus, another air plant. Fun. We have a lemon lime dracaena. What do you call that? I always say lemon lime, but it's not lemon lime. Limelight dracaena. So much fun. Then we have my spider plant. So cute. It's putting out some pups, which is pretty fun. Love that. And then the exciting shelf, we have my golden goddess philodendron. We have another Tradescantia. Like, look at those leaves. They got a lot of light, so it looks a lot more interesting. Some of these are shiny because I just sprayed neem oil. Here is another interest. Oh, this is a friendship plant. And then we have a rattlesnake calathea. She's looking so good. Here's another fern. This is an actual fern. I think it's called the fluffy raffle fern, and I'm really surprised that she still stayed alive. So that's a win. We have my green galaxy plants, or green galaxy monstera, or monstera Peru. That's another name of it as well. She's putting out lots of new leaves, so that's really, really fun. Just want to get some like shots of this one because it looks really, really cool. I got this one from Walmart.com, by the way. It was like $50 in total. But wow. Honestly, I might chop her up as well. Oh, that leaf looks really, really small. She needs more light. And then here is a baby Birkins. It was a lot smaller, you guys, but I'm really proud of this little guy has gotten a lot bigger. Oh my god, it's so cute. You guys, it was a lot smaller. It's so adorable. We have this one, which I forgot the name of, but it's one of the new ones from the Trending Topicals collection. Really, really cool. Nice dark, I guess you can say like really, really dark purple leaves. Then we have this ugly begonia. Oh my god, she's really pretty, but I'm struggling with her. She was infested with mealybugs, and I sprayed it with neem oil. And since I sprayed it, it has really funky looking leaves. I think it got burned. So, but like I said, I don't really care if some leaves look bad with the neem oil, as long as they treated the mealybug issue, because I can't fix or getting rid of mealybugs, and losing a couple of leaves is perfectly fine because they would just grow back. And yeah, I'm so sick and tired of mealybugs. So here's a little flower that I'm showing y'all from the spider plants. Here is a Tradescantia that I propagated by, I don't know, it's by nodes, but I just chopped a lot of the stems and she's starting to get a lot more bigger. Here's a beautiful calathea. She looks so shiny and beautiful and looking so good. I got this one at H-E-B, which was so weird because it's from Costa Farm. So it's fun and interesting to know that Costa Farm is now selling at H-E-B. But this is a really, really pretty plant. My boyfriend told me, like, don't you have this plant already? And I was like, no, that one's like purple. This one's green. So I love this one. Okay, see, this is a purple one. Look, very similar. Do y'all see that? Purple one and then the green one. Really interesting. That's a Calathea medallion. Love her. Like, oh my god, I love me some Calatheas. And here's a rattlesnake Calathea. And then over here we have another aglaumenia. The white stuff is, I think it's from the ceiling because I was like making some holes. And we have a bird's nest fern, which wasn't looking so hot, but now she's looking a lot better. Here is the philodendron mycans that I told you I was propagating. Getting a lot more fodder. Like, look at all those babies pulling through. I mean, not babies, but like new leaves. So much fun. Here is my begonia. And then here is a experiment that I was doing. I was propagating my watermelon peperonia, and like it just developed new babies. So that's really, really fun. I did this and the sphagnum moss, like little greenhouse pots or container, I guess you can say. And it grew really, really fast, and I was like, I think it's time to place these in soil. So they're in soil now. Here is another really fun calathea. And here is a featherleaf calathea. And then over here we have my second biggest never never plant. It's a really, really fun plant. It's nice. I love, like, look at those leaves. Really nice and beautiful art pieces. So I think that's all the plants from the plant room. Lord have mercy, it was a long video, but we're still not done. We still got more plants in the living room. And it's not quite a lot, but we're just gonna get to it pretty fast. So over here we have my glumenia, looking so gorgeous and stuff like that. Like, look at that. Ignore the dirty dishes I was just eating. But look at this glumenia, it's so cute. And then we have a really fun corn plant. This was a gift from a company to do an unboxing for Instagram, and I love it. I think it's really, really pretty. And then right over here, we have at the very top, my mini monstera, and this is my cat's hair. Oh, her hairs just go everywhere, miss girl. But yeah, that's my mini monstera. And this is a view. I ended up ordering a treadmill because I work at home and I've been gaining some weight and I'm like, I need to be more active. So yeah, got that from Best Buy. Over here we have another Never plant. This is my biggest Never plant that I have. And this was $15 at Walmart. And the second one that you guys saw, the same size, which was like half the size. I got it for $30 at Home Depot. Home Depot be way too expensive, y'all. So I'm a big Walmart person, but look at this leaf. Okie dokie. And then this is my last IKEA shelf that I haven't showed y'all. At the very top, we have my range of peperonia that was sent to me by Costa Farm a while back to unbox for y'all. You guys scroll all the way back to my channel, you guys will see that unboxing. We have this really fun Begonia, and then a black raven. So cute. Over here we have my second, I think this is my, yeah, no. I have two neon, really long Pothos. This is the same one that I got with my Brazil, the longest ones that you guys saw, and my Cebu Blue. So when I went to the store, I bought this neon Pothos and the Brazil and the neon Pothos. And then this one I got a couple months back at Walmart. And she just, I don't know why. My mom even told me like, what am I doing on these girlies? Because they're just doing so good. I don't know. I just take care of them and give them a couple of, like, good amount of fertilizer. And for some reason, out of all the Pothos, this one performs so good in my hands, as you guys can see. They just get so long and develop the biggest leaves. Like, this one has just gotten so big. There's some really humongous leaves that I can show y'all. Like, even the bottom leaves are huge, which is strange because sometimes they just get smaller and they need like some support to develop bigger leaves. But yeah, then we have my Birkins, which is putting out a new leaf. Look at that. So much fun. And then we have this really fun ivy. My hands are getting so sticky from touching all the plants from the plant room. They're, you know, from the neem oil. We have some Addisonii cuttings and the philodendron cuttings. Some root pouring for y'all. Gotta go swap that water out. And then this is a pot that was sent to me from a company for Instagram, and that's just so much, that's really, really funny. Here is another raven. Here is I was bored and there was nothing in this propagation station, and I just decided to put a leaf from my money tree, and it's developing roots. I think they're roots. Ew, it just went to my hand. And over here we have my bromeliad. Here's some more propagations, a agluminia. At the back we have a Madagascar tree that for some reason my cat likes to chew on. Here are some monstera deliciosa cuttings, well, baby cuttings. And then a little piece of a maranta. Here is a philodendron, Chinese money plant that I propagated from the mother plant that you guys saw with lots of pups. Here is a variegated peperonia. Here is another asparagus fern, and here is another bromeliad. Over here we have a fun Addisonii that I'm trying to train to the moss pole, but I don't know, she's giving me way too many problems, but this is a never form. And then over here in my editing table, I guess you can say, we have my humongous peace lily. I forgot the name of it, but it's fun because I made it to bloom again. And here are the flowers. It is dropping pollen everywhere, but that's perfectly fine. And see the pollen. But it's weird because people say it's hard to like make it flower, and I'm not doing anything special with this girly. She doesn't get a lot of light, like very like low light kind of, but I have been fertilizing her with Miragrow and she's just bloomed, so that's really fun. There's a really special leaf, this There's a little splash of variegation or sports variegation, I think so. And I haven't seen any more other leaves, so, and that same leaf from the plant is putting out a new leaf. So this one comes out sports variegated as well. You better know I'm gonna separate this plant and pull out that one specific spot and put it on its own pot and give it more light because I wanted to like develop more variegation. But that would be super, super cool, I think so. Over here we have another propagation station of my lemon lime maranta. Here's another Pothos. Like, look at this one. Isn't that so cute? Look at this one. That is so much fun. And then over here we have my monstera deliciosa. There's a leaf that developed this. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Here's a really fun Dieffenbachia. I sometimes struggle with them, so here's another yellow leaf. If I see another yellow leaf, she's gonna go outside. So, yes. Over here we have a yucca plant. And then another calathea. Over here in the corner we have this green hotleaf philodendron that I had for a while. Like, look at her. And now to the patio. So it is currently early in the morning and I still haven't filmed the intro at all yet, but it did rain and it looks so pretty outside. So I felt I should take advantage of it. So I guess we can start right now. Here is this really fun corn plant that I got at Walmart for $15. I know, it's a steal. Here is some string of dolphins that fell off from the plant above, which she is over here because I'm watering her right now. That's coffee. And I placed it over here and I think it's gonna do its thing. Beautiful Dracaena. It's really fun starfish Sansevieria, Fernwood Sansevieria, and my variegated aloe vera pups that I removed from the mother plants. There is this moonshine Sansevieria that was not getting enough light, which is why I have her outside, because I want her to grow a little bit faster, enjoy the warmth and the humidity, as well a good amount of light, because this light is literally free and it's a good amount of light for these girlies. So, and she is away from direct sunlight, but she does get a good amount of indirect light. So hopefully that can give her some better growth. Here are some really fun succulents and cactus. Not really good with these names. This one has its little name tag on that's the name. Calianchioi Melioti. Probably pronounced it incorrectly, but that's the name. And this cool cactus, this variegated something, succulent, I don't even know if it's an Echeveria, and this other cool cactus. And then this is an aloe vera that I got a while back from Etsy. It was actually I got it from Etsy a while back. I think it was like 2 years ago, but almost going to be 2 years ago. And she's been doing super, super good. I have her outside now because I think she'll do a lot more better. And she did give me a lot of pups. As you guys can see, they're right there. And there were some other ones, but I gave them to my grandma and to my mom. And we have this really fun aloe vera. I had a bigger one, but I left it at my mom's because I think she loves aloes. And I was like, I can just get another one. So this is this other aloe vera that I have. She's been doing pretty good outside. It's getting pretty big, which is good. Here are some new succulents, cactuses that I bought from the big box stores. Don't really have their names, but I think it looks really, really cool. And actually my boyfriend got these for me, so I love these. Here's a small or little fiddle. Enjoying all that good water. And then here's another tray of some succulents as well. This one is a well-fed Sansevieria. She just put out this new leaf, literally, and I'm just so beyond shocked and I'm so happy for her. And then there's this Taniki. Love her so much. And then here's a ficus, which this is my first time placing her outside. A lot of these plants were inside, but yesterday I decided to move them around and I think they would do a lot better outside. And this one, you know, it's literally a tree, so I think she will do a lot better. She is in a cash pot, and that's because I want her to stay moist. And since this one hates drying out and it's going to be outside, it's going to dry a lot faster. The cash bot's going to make sure that she stays moist. Here is a Hope philodendron, which she's doing so good. So proud of this girly. And then there is the Shelving, which is a little bit of white Variegated. I don't even know if it's white Variegated. I don't know if I can find it again, but it was so odd. So I have her outside because I wanted to get a little bit bigger. Here is I think it's a black dragon Sansevieria, but since it was in low light for the longest period of time, it has literally turned green, which is why I have her outside, because I wanted to get a little bit more darker. Whenever snake plants like this one or the moonshine Sansevieria don't get enough light, they just turn green instead of their beautiful colors. And when you give them more light, it promotes them to, this is just gonna stay like this forever now. It's not gonna, you know, go back to its stunning color. But the new growth will, you know, mature, and since it's getting more light, it will develop darker leaves, which is what we want. And then here's my humongous fiddle. She has grown so much. She has put out leaf after leaf, and I've been fertilizing her with Microgrow, and she's been enjoying her life. She has gotten pretty tall, and I paid $15 for this one at Walmart as well, like 14 something. And I'm just so proud of her. She's gotten so darn big, and I can't wait for her to get bigger. And then over here we have my humongous monstera deliciosa that just put out 2 new leaves. This one, which is so pretty, and this other one over here. I'm so proud of her. I'm sure she is enjoying all of this light and warmth of outside. Over here on the bottom, there is a tray of some seal blues that I am propagating, and they've just been there for a couple days, so that's on that. And then over here we have, oh by the way, those silver blues will be for a giveaway very like pretty soon once they're ready to get shipped out. Here is my string of dolphins, which she hasn't been watered for the longest period of time, and she literally suffocates the leaves. That's all on me, that's my fault. So I'm bottom watering her with some fertilizer so she can get more bigger, and I need to get better at watering her, because whenever I don't water her correctly or I let her dry out for a long period of time, which is a succulent, you know, they should be fine with it, but if you do it for way too long, they start drying up all the leaves and they just go away, which is sad, because that's what the cool part about this plant, string of dolphins. And I got it at Lowe's for $10.98 a while back. And here is a little propagations that I was doing for Begonia in sphagnum moss, but now I ended up transitioning her in soil. So that's on that. And at the very top we have some Hoyas and other stuff, but over here we have my string of tears, I believe. Such a cool plant. Over there is my, I'm not gonna get on top because I need a chair for that, but over there is a fish bone cactus, I believe. My mom gave that to me. Here's my Crimson Queen, and I got this one a while back at Lowe's for $15. My humongous Hoya, which she's getting so big. And I wanted to be outside all of these girlies because I know they will grow a lot faster. But I love this girl so much. She has like some weird variegation on her leaves. You can't really see it because of the backlit, you know, the brightness from the background, but she's really cool. It's a Hoya compacta. And then here's this other one. It's a Hoya something, which I love its leaves, but somebody said it's pretty like hard to find. So that was a cool score. I got it at Lowe's, by the way. Here is my Hoya Princess, I believe, looking absolutely stunning. Look at that beautiful foliage. She has a different plant on her pot as well. It's just all green, which is interesting. And then over here we have my string of dolphins, which is literally drying out, but I cannot water her because there's an actual nest on top. And since I was putting these up yesterday, I saw the nest and I wasn't messing with it at all, but I was just looking on top and there's literally 2 eggs. So I cannot move this around anymore. It's the bird's property now. So it's gonna be a shame if I lose like my oldest string of dolphins. Not my string of bananas, I think. Yeah, it's a string of bananas. Cause she's gotten super long, but it's okay. You know, there's life being developed on the nest, and that's more valuable to me than just a plant that I can just easily propagate or buy again in the big box stores. But that's basically it, you guys. Like I said, I haven't filmed the video yet, but it's so pretty outside. I love how there's water droplets on the foliage, and I think it will be great for, you know, the video. So yeah, I'm gonna go like, end this video, finish drinking my cup of coffee and enjoying the view and the warmth because it feels so good outside right now. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so over here we have is a Manjulu Pothos, which is pretty thirsty. And at the very top we have a golden Pothos. And over here we have another golden Pothos. And let me check on the restroom if there's any plants. But I think that's basically it. Oh, and the master bedroom, which I will show you in a bit. Yes, there's a plant. So here is a bird nest fern developing new leaves. That looks like pest, but it's like the fluffy stuff from the middle of the plant, which is weird. But I do have some fake plants, y'all, because like I can't put a lot of plants in the bathroom because it's low lights and I don't want it to like, you know, do bad. That's just a big no-no for me. But yes, this was a cute turd I got from Marshall. It's so cute. So yes, that's basically it. And now let's go to the bedroom. Alrighty, and now the bedroom. So right next to my boyfriend's side, we have a ZZ because it's low light tolerant and it doesn't need a lot of humidity, like literally at all. So she's just been in this dark corner and doing pretty good. So I'm kind of proud of that. She is getting thirsty, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna go and bottom water her. Honestly, I probably won't because there's only low lights and the soil stays moist for a long period of time. It gets root rot. So she's fine. She's fine the way she is. And then on my side, I have two snake plants, which is literally basically it. We have this one, which has developed a really fun leaf. Like, look at that. This leaf is one of my favorites that it has put out. I think it looks gorgeous. And it's putting out new ones. Wow. Oh my god, it's just so pretty. And then we have another well-known, I call this ZZ, snake plants, or Sansevieria, or mother's-in-law tongue. And here is another one, a very well-known mother's-in-law tongue. So that's basically it. And here is the view of the balcony. And there is also, quite as told y'all, a nest on that plant. And sometimes in the morning I can see the little birdies just chilling and vibing. And then I can see the monstera deliciosa. Alrighty guys, so that was a pretty long video, but those are all the plants that I have in my apartment. By the way, I have east facing windows and south facing windows. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't so you won't miss any other future plant videos. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!